you ready to kickstart your week with some dirt slinging and tire slaying action motorsports radio that packs the biggest guests?
Hi, Ken Block here.
Hey, my name's Jolene Van Butte.
What's up, Brian Deegan here.
Vaughn Ginn Jr. here.
They've been thrown into one show that has broken down the barriers of what a motorsports radio show should be. This is the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor, with support from General Tire, KMC Wheels, Dirtfish, Gibson Exhaust, and MTX Audio, with your host, who also happens to spend his weekends flying 800 horsepower trucks through the dirt, Jim Beaver.
When was the last time you saw an off-road or rally driver begging to get behind the wheel of a NASCAR IndyCar? Yep, not happening, but you sure see these pavement racers begging to drive our cars.
And his partner in crime every week, a self-proclaimed Canadian moto chick who was jumping triples and taking podiums before most guys even learned to ride, Amy Houde.
No one knows how to say my last name. Like, is it really that hard? Amy Houde, like I'm from the hood. Don't get it twisted.
Sit back, strap in, and be prepared to join us as we take you through a motorsports ride like no other. Here is the man who carries a steering wheel in one hand and a mic in the other, Jim Beaver.
Well, another week, another Tuesday, and I got to tell you, it feels damn good to be here doing radio on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I'm Jim Beaver, my partner in crime, Amy Houde. She's on the line as well, and I got to tell you, we got one hell of a show lined up today. My good friend and probably the most inspirational guy I've ever met, Bruce Cook, going to be calling in hour number 2. I got to tell you, Amy, anytime you got Bruce on the line, it literally just gives me goosebumps.
You know, and it's crazy. I've been having this conversation with a couple of my friends, just about injuries in the sport and in our industry, and Bruce has really been the face of adversity and coming back and making something of his life, and the whole never settle attitude. And it's every year he's been blowing everything out of the water. And I mean, this year alone with his TV show dropping, I can't wait to talk to him and pick his brain. He's truly an inspiration. You said it, Jim.
Yeah. Not only Bruce, we got your fellow Canadian man. It's a Canadian invasion today, but we got Kyle Demelo. He's going to be Nitro World Games this weekend. We're going to have him on the line. We got Laurette Nicoll. She's going to be on the line. She's one of the reporters for TV for Nitro World Games. Going to be great catching up with her. Got Joe Duncan with a ton of Terracross news and a whole lot more coming at you here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When RJ Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning Razor XP1000. RJ is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris Razors to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris Razors RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder RJ Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris Razor vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount. MTX Audio is the leader in sound. Whether you're looking for high-quality, all-weather motorsports audio products like soundbars, amplifiers, and speakers that will work on any UTV or motorcycle, need to dial in your car or home with high-performance audio solutions, or are looking for a new portable speaker or set of headphones, MTX Audio has what you need to get your project sounding as good as it looks. MTX Audio is a family-owned American manufacturer who has been in business for over 40 years. Check out the full line of products at mtx.com. Welcome back to, man, I'm dying here. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde here, and I got to say, not only do we have Polaris Razor, we got some amazing partners, Subaru, General Tire, and a ton of others. Those of you that tune into the show know, but I got to say, General Tire this past weekend, it started to sneak out of the bag. You're going to see a full rollout here in the next week or two. We're going to be talking a ton about it on the radio show, but be watching my social media, General Tire social media. There's pictures out there in the wild now, but this has kind of been a secret. And I've done some testing with the former version of it on some razors and things like that. But they've got a new tire. It's called the Grabber X3. Absolutely revolutionary mud terrain off-road tire. It's going to market this fall. I think you're going to be able to start ordering from dealers soon. But the pictures are out there. You got to see this tire. Absolutely amazing. I know I run Generals on my trophy truck. I've got them on my Subaru. I've got them on my Polaris Razors. I know, Amy, you got a set of General tires on your Ranger. I mean, just best tires in the world. They're coming out with an all-new tire. You're definitely going to want to look into it. You there, Houde?
Off-roading with my Danger Ranger.
Oh, shoot. Oh, man, our production assistant never even pushed the button here. So, I don't know, whatever the heck you said, we didn't even catch it. So that was a fail on our part here in the studio. So.
Me? Are you talking about me?
Yes, yeah, everything you just said didn't even go on air, so there you go, right?
Oh, well, there you go. Well, I'm just saying that I need to get some of those tires so I can take my Danger Ranger off-roading, because I think you should like to play in the mud, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's always muddy anyway.
Yeah. No, hey, I got to ask you, though, so obviously we haven't been on air for like 2 weeks, and there's been a ton of political crap going on in the United States. We are not going to talk about that on this show. But
what do you mean? What do you mean? I did not follow any American stuff, and I've been too busy playing. What type of political crap? Has your election even gone off yet?
No, that's his fault. No, trust me, we don't want to talk about everything that's going on air today. We're definitely not going to get into that. But I got to ask you about something else on a lighter note. Have you heard about this new stupid game called Pokemon Go for your cell phones? Literally.
Yes, I have, and okay. I have to say, did you see the article where the Pokemon led to a dead body?
Yeah, I saw that under a bridge or something, right?
Yeah, I feel like this is some weird type of conspiracy game that's going to turn into something really creepy and weird, because obviously that's really weird. But I see all my friends aimlessly walking around, and I have no idea what's going on. For those who know me, Jim, you obviously know, I have no app. The only app I have is Instagram and some editing program, and I have I try to get Snapchat for a day. That failed. I took Twitter off. I just don't care about apps. I hate games. I hate gaming, and I think this is so ridiculous because you see all these mindless people walking around chasing a freaking Pokemon.
No. That's what I was going to ask you, because you are anti-app and you're anti-video games, and I'm like, well, this is just like the combination of Amy's poison here. But no, so my daughter, she's 7, right? And we're on vacation, so it's all you hear about. And literally, people walking around parks in Minnesota, and it was shenanigans, literally with their phones out, walking into poles and all kinds of stuff. I download it to my phone.
Thing I've ever heard.
I download it to my phone so my daughter can try it out, right? And it's kind of cute. I mean, she run around the park, trying to find these things. And it's kind of cool how they put them in real life. You're sitting there, and then there's this, I don't know, fire dragon in front of you or whatever the heck it is. I don't know. I thought it's pretty ingenious, but like, it's crazy. Like, there's some of my friends, I mean, we're talking in their 30s, like, it's like it's like a virus, like a disease these people have caught. It's like the Pokemon bug or something. It's nuts.
You know what? 6 and under, acceptable. Anything above, just mindless drone. It's stupid. It's dumb. If I ever met a guy who had a freaking Pokemon app on his phone, that would be the end of that. It would never work out. Sorry. Goodbye. But no, I just think it's kind of ridiculous. Like, go outside and have you seen the Mountain Dew commercial that's drone hunting on a dirt bike? I'm sorry, but I'm trying to really like figure out whether that's real or not. I think that's way more adventurous than chasing something around on your phone. But have you seen that Mountain Dew commercial?
No, I haven't seen that. It must be a Canadian commercial.
What? Oh my goodness, there's this commercial, and it's called Drone Hunting. This is a thing, and there's these guys on dirt bikes going through the bush with like a net, and they're drone hunting, like they're hunting a drone. I feel like that does not exist because it's hard enough to go through a bush with 2 hands on a dirt bike. Never mind like one trying to freaking capture this drone like a butterfly with a butterfly net. But it's actually a hilarious commercial. You guys have to check it out. You should YouTube it. Drone hunting Mountain Dew. It's freaking awesome. But all my friends are always like, Amy, have you ever tried drone hunting? I'm like, no, that's definitely not real. Like, that's impossible. You would die.
Yeah. No, I was reading an article on this whole Pokemon thing, though. Speaking of getting out and doing something, like they were actually saying it's actually been really good for some of these people because you hear about the token, fat kid in his parents' basement that weighs 250, 300 pounds and never leaves, right? Well, this is causing them to leave the actual basement. So,
oh my goodness!
I don't know.
I have no comments.
Yeah, let's quit talking about Pokemon. I had to bring that into this. I know this is a motorsport show, but I knew it was something that would get under Houde's skin because she hates video games and stuff like that. So we just had to open it up. But
Tim, I don't think I told you about what I did last weekend.
Yeah, let me know what you did. Hopefully, it involved motor and wheels.
It was so awesome. I actually had the opportunity to participate in a flat tracking school. So there's this traveling Canadian flat track crew, I guess, that goes around and has a trailer full of bikes, and you can come out and pay some money and gear up. And if you don't have a bike or you don't have any gear, they provide everything for you. So that's really, really cool. But yeah, my dad and I, we went and we did this flat tracking school, and it was absolutely amazing. I had so much fun. I've never really flat tracked before. I did when I was on an 85, but I didn't have proper tires. Like, I just did it on my regular dirt bike. But funny story. Okay, so a little background. Obviously, Jim, I've grown up ice racing. So I've grown up doing ice ovals, kind of like road racing style tracks. But this winter alone, I was really heavily ice racing, and I won the amateur ice racing championship thing, whatever. But I've had a lot of experience kind of doing that style of riding, like coming into a corner wide open and laying her over so you can lick the ground basically. And yeah, so when we were doing this flat tracking school, I guess I thought it was going to suck. It was going to be terrible because it was totally different. I'm not in my element, but I actually beat the instructors who were doing the school. So now they want to actually fly me to a race in Ontario and actually participate in one of the races because I picked it up so well. But yeah, it was awesome. Nice.
That sounds like fun. Like, I would love to try a flat tracking school or something like that. Like, that would be so much fun. I know I'm actually pumped here in a couple of weeks. First week of August, I get to go up and spend 4 days in Seattle at Dirtfish for some advanced training. So I get to go and sling some rally cars around Seattle for a while. So I'm pumped about that. 3-4 days up at Dirtfish, like my home away from home, my family up there, and my Dirtfish family, I should say. And I'm super pumped to get up there. And it seems like every year, you get as many times as you drive, and I've driven these roads before up there, but you learn something every time you're in a car, and now we're into this advanced stuff where, the instructors and I, I don't want to say we're on the same level because they're badasses up there, but we're pretty close, so they can take some of their advanced driving that they do that they don't give to normal people that come to the school, and they can train me in that. So I'm super pumped to get back up there and be able to do a little bit of driving. And I know I'll have all kinds of interviews and things like that from Dirtfish, and probably sometime in August we'll have a special Dirtfish edition of the Down and Dirty Show. But super stoked to get back up there. It's I don't know. I love training schools, anything like that, because I feel like no matter how good you are, you can always learn something.
Well, the cool thing about it is I actually realized how all of my years and years and years of racing and just the different styles of racing that I've done really helped me for this flat track. Like all the years I ice race really kind of, you actually kind of, you impress yourself. Like that's the cool thing about jumping sports or jumping kind of onto the different avenues in motocross, and obviously probably the same thing with you, doing the Dirtfish. You just learn how the little things you've picked up over the years really make, play out in different styles of racing and riding, and it's really cool. I'm like, wow, like I can actually do this because I used to do this, and it's really cool, and you kind of, that's what I really like to do right now is try different things and kind of, really explore all the different avenues of motorsports and just try something different. Keeps it fun.
Yep. All right, we got to take a short commercial break here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Laurette Nicoll up after the break.
I'm Polaris rider Levi LaValle, and I choose Polaris just because they have the best quality, highest performing, most fun machines out there.
Only one company has taken Levi LaValle to 10 X Games medals, snowcross championships, a double backflip, and a world record long jump of 412 feet across the San Diego Harbor on New Year's Eve, and that company is Polaris. Whether it's dominating the X Games, racing a stock Polaris Razor XP1000 in the Terracross Championship, or just hitting the trail on the weekend, for over 20 years Levi has relied on the same quality Polaris vehicles and products you can purchase at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of action sports legend Levi LaValle and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? Dirtfish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle, Dirtfish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZ, Dirtfish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, Dirtfish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit Dirtfish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from Dirtfish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dirtfish Rally. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde here, joined on the line by our good friend Laurette Nicoll. And Laurette, right out of the box, we got a theme going on here. We're taking a poll. This is something that just popped up. Do you have Pokemon Go on your phone?
No.
Dear Lord, no.
Thank God. All right.
I have a job and I have a life. I am not dealing with these little imaginary Pokemon monster things. No, thank you.
All right, good.
No.
We just.
You?
What's that? My 7-year-old daughter put it on my phone, but I don't. It was when we were on vacation just to see what it was like because she doesn't have a phone.
You are so lucky you have a 7-year-old to put that blame on.
Yeah.
You are so lucky. Amy, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Great, thank you. So psyched to be back, you guys. Thank you so much for having me back.
No, well, I'm pumped. It's like Amy said, when Bruce Cook's a good friend of mine, and I've been lucky enough to know Bruce over the past couple of years. And unfortunately, the first time I met him was after the accident. I may have met him. I'm trying to think right before, but we really didn't know each other. You know what I mean? It was in passing when I was with Jolene somewhere. But Bruce. I mean, ever since then, and my wife and my daughter, and we followed the story. And I've known Bruce personally now for a couple of years, and it's funny because he's a good friend, but every time I hear him tell his story, and I've heard it numerous times now, and obviously he's coming on air later today, it gives me the goosebumps. It's just,
totally.
And I know you've traveled with Nitro Circus in the past as one of the announcers, and I mean his story is just, to me, I don't know. I can't even put it into words.
You know what? He is such an amazing, inspiring human being, and this was a terribly unfortunate accident for him, but he dealt with it, and he made the right decisions. He tackled this thing head on, and he said, "This is how I'm going to." And I don't even think he made the conscious decision to inspire people, but he just did him. He just continued on with that gorgeous smile and that positive attitude. And he just continues to kick butt at life. And he is, a phenomenal human being. Yeah,
it's, I don't know. I think that's the easiest way to put it. Just a phenomenal person. And like you said, his smile is like electric. It just is.
Isn't it?
It's electric, and it's just a fun guy to be around. That's for sure. But Nitro World Games, we got to talk Nitro World Games because obviously you're going to be one of the on-air talents. Congrats on that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
But this is something, obviously Travis Pastrana's got 1.5 million brainchilds, but this is, the brainchild of Travis Pastrana. And I don't think it's taking anything away from X Games. I think Travis just does things his Travis way, and I think that's what this is. And a lot of people are like, it's an X Games competitor. I don't see it as that, and I don't think Travis has this, passion to dethrone X Games or anything. That's just not Travis's way. I think he just wants to do something Travis's way, and I'm excited because, I don't think we've ever seen really on a national stage some of these events, things like scooters and inline. Inline, it's been, 20 years since it was in X? He's bringing it all back, and, and the way he's designed these ramps and these setups, and I know you firsthand were out at some of the trials, it's got me excited because I don't think we've ever seen a competition like this.
Well, let's be honest, X Games has been the top of action sports, and anyone who has ever been competing in action sports, they've wanted that X Games gold medal because that's established them. And X Games has done phenomenally for our whole industry. What Nitro is doing is kind of revamping everything that X Games in their storied, 30, 20 years and years of history. Mike Pora and Travis Pastrana came in and they saw an opportunity to change it up and to change the judging and to put a lot more passion into the sports as well. And that's why we're bringing inline and scooter back because, okay, so maybe inline and scooter, we kind of tee-hee a little bit about it, right? Because it's been kind of a goofy sport. But you guys, the athletes that we have for inline and scooter, there's R. Willie for scooter, who he has just done world's first, one after another.
He's nuts.
And he's transitioned. He's crazy. For a 21-year-old, he is an unbelievable athlete, and he just hucks himself, and he tries so hard, and what he's done for scootering is brought it back on the map. Chris Haffey is an X Games decorated athlete, and who's going to huck themselves off of a 5-story ramp and do what he does, you know.
And he does half the time backwards. He drops in reverse.
I know. So I think it is so great that a lot of heart and passion and dedication to sports that haven't been considered cool.
Yeah.
You know, and especially to us two-wheel purists, right?
Yeah.
Like, we love motorcycles. Everything with two wheels gets our blood pumping probably the most. And Jim, I know, you know, with trucks, that is something very near and dear to your heart. So maybe that's a tie. But this is just so cool. This is so great that these two new sports are getting this platform to really show what they can do.
Yeah, I'm super stoked about it. I know, you know, not only that, it's all live. You know, they put together a heck of a TV package with NBC, everything being live and, you know, all in one day. And I mean, you know, we like to say on this show, all killer, no filler. And I see World Games is definitely that. There's not going to be a lot of filler there. I think it's just wham, bam, you know, one event after the next. I think it's going to be an exciting day.
I'm really
that's it.
interested to see if they play out the Nitro Circus storyline. Which makes Nitro so interesting is that they have this really unique story that they kind of tell about all the different athletes, and you know, they put on this really cool show. I'm really interested to see what types of elements they pull from both X Games and Nitro to make it definitely something unique and different. I can't wait, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. And I think that's a terrific point, Amy. And the Nitro Circus Live show does do that, and they tell the stories. And there's a couple of athletes like Aaron Wheels Fotheringham and, you know, Bruce Cook, who you're going to have on the show a little bit later. They're not athletes in Nitro World Games, but I think that ability to tell their stories and to let people know why they should care and why they should get behind these athletes is pretty heartwarming, and they really get it. So, yeah, this is, I mean, we have BMX Triple Hit, there's BMX Best Tricks, Skate Best Tricks, FMX, and FMX Best Trick. So, I mean, yeah, this is going to be so good.
You know what I'm excited about is I was lucky enough to have Sheeny on air literally the day after he did the triple. He called into the show. But they built the same ramp that Sheeny did the triple on, right, for Best Trick for FMX, correct?
As I understand it, yes. I'm going to say unofficially because I haven't been there, but I am pretty sure that Sheeny wants to throw the triple in comp because he would be the first athlete to throw it in competition. So
I don't know.
I mean, but doesn't that speak volumes of where FMX can still go?
That's crazy because honestly, I thought that was a one and done. I never thought we'd see the triple again after he did it that one time. For him to even want to go back to it, if I was him, I would have retired the trick and done, walked away.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
So
yeah, exactly. Well, you heard Travis Pastrana say at X Games when he first pulled the double, he's like, "I did it once. I'm never doing it again." And look what happened, you know, 5 years down the road. He's doing there's now combo double backflips.
Yeah.
Who saw that coming?
No. And Sheeny pulls the doubles. He pulls them in his sleep. It's so smooth and consistent. I mean, I don't know how consistent he is with them, but, I mean, he's got to be 30 for 30, 40 for 40 on these tours. I mean, you don't hear about him botching them at all. I mean, it's crazy how dialed in he's got the double.
Yeah, Sheeny's a unicorn. I mean, he is he's so concentrated on what he's doing, and there's only one time that I've heard that he hasn't been able to pull the double, and that was at X Fighters competition. But I think that the pressure was mounting, you know, because you have the media in his face like, hey, you have the opportunity to be the X Fighters champion. And then there's so much internal and external noise that I think, unfortunately, on the landing, he ended up washing out. But yeah, I would say he's probably like 29 for 30.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. X Fighters, man, that's another competition that's taken things to another level. Just the track design or course design there. I know talking with a Renner, he loves just being able to do to go around on his bike and hit the ramps, and obviously not really do anything because he's kind of gotten away from the trick thing. But you talk with a Renner, he loves just going and riding what Red Bull's created with X Fighters. I know you've traveled with them as well.
Yeah, I've been really fortunate. I went with them to X Fighters Pretoria, South Africa in 2015. Yeah, 2015. And then they picked me up for Red Bull Crashed Ice, which, if you've never heard of Crashed Ice, because we're all race fans, we could get behind and support the sport. I'm a huge fan.
I'm Canadian. I hear about that all the time.
Oh, Amy, so you have to come out to the Canadian round, and I don't know where it is, but they're changing the location. So it would be so much fun if you came out.
Yeah,
it's always.
It's been in Ontario and Montreal. They have a tendency to keep it on the East Coast a little bit more. But one of my friends actually qualified for Crushed Ice last year or the year before. But it's an insane event. It's so gnarly. I love it, and it's not just the event itself. It's everything that goes on, the party that Red Bull throws, and everything in between. It's just a really cool experience. They really create this amazing experience. In Canada, Crush Ice is huge.
Hey, we gotta take a short break here, but I appreciate you taking the time to call in, Laurette. As always, more than welcome, and we'll definitely have to catch up with you after World Games.
Yeah, for sure. And if anyone's interested, I'm actually going to be live streaming on Facebook. So I'm going to kind of do a behind the scenes with what's going on. So if you want to follow me on Facebook, let's do that. Let's hang out.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, definitely, if you're going to be doing that, I'll definitely get something thrown up on my social media and shoot people over that direction. And, I'll definitely be tuned into that.
Okay, Jim. Amy, Jim, thank you so much, guys.
All right. Thanks a lot, Laurette. Take it easy.
Okay, bye.
All right, and we're going to take a short commercial break here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Kyle Demelo up after the break.
I'm Polaris rider Levi LaValle, and I choose Polaris just because they have the best quality, highest performing, most fun machines out there.
Only one company has taken Levi LaValle to 10 X Games medals, snowcross championships, a double backflip, and a world record long jump of 412 feet across the San Diego Harbor on New Year's Eve, and that company is Polaris. Whether it's dominating the X Games, racing a stock Polaris Razor XP1000 in the Terracross Championship, or just hitting the trail on the weekend, for over 20 years, Levi has relied on the same quality Polaris vehicles and products you can purchase at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of action sports legend Levi LaValle and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde here. Got to welcome our next guest to the line, Kyle Demelo, getting ready for some Nitro Circus World Games this weekend. How's everything going, Kyle?
Pretty good, man. Just been keeping pretty busy, trying to get prepared for this event. But other than that, it's been having a lot of fun.
All right, well.
Hey, Kyle, what's up?
Hey, Amy, how you doing?
Awesome.
All right, so loaded question coming at you. We just hit Laurette Nicoll with it. We're hitting everybody on air today with the same question. Pokemon Go, does your preparations include that, or are you steering clear of that whole shenanigans going on?
It's actually so funny because there's a couple friends I'm meeting up in Utah, and when I get there, and they're like, "Man, we should go on Pokemon," but I haven't got the game yet, so I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
Kyle. 3 for 1, Jim. You're still, you're still in the down and out.
Yeah, no, I'm not into the game. My daughter's got it, but
on your phone, you do.
Yeah, but I haven't touched it since my daughter played with it. No, we just we're hearing all these stories on the media about people just doing all kinds of stuff and walking into police departments and everything else. So we're just polling everybody today. There's not a right or wrong answer. We're just getting a feel for things.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. So, no, seriously, though, preparations for Nitro World Games, I mean, how things been going? I mean, what does preparations include? Because obviously, by now, you're not in Best Trick, right? You're just in basically FMX where you get, I don't know, how many hits is it? Like, I saw the setup, like 3 or 4 hits?
Yeah, I think it's 8 jumps.
Okay.
8 to run. Yeah, I was offered Best Trick, and I was training for Best Trick doing double flips and working on double flip combos, but then I got kind of a little bit busy on the road, and I just not quite 100% there in my head to go and try one to a steel landing. But yeah, I've been just doing freestyle now. I backed up Best Trick, going to walk into FMX, and it's mostly all it is. All I've been doing is just make sure I've spent lots of time on the bike and making sure everything I have, I can just do it on the fly, on the spot. No working up to it. Just go big as I can.
Yeah, well, I figure with with runs, it's pretty much you want to be just everything dialed right and be able to get full extension and things like that. You just don't want to botch anything.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's exactly what I got to do. You want to do.
Yeah. So as far as the double flips, take us through that, because we were just talking with Laurette Nicoll, about double flips, and I know, Sheeny's kind of been the guy out there doing a ton of them, and he's got them pretty dialed, obviously, but in different combos and things like that. But take us through the double flip. I mean, you were talking about. I mean, it's something like you said. If you're not prepared in 100%, it's something you just keep away from until your mind's there. But. How has that been with you? And, how was the first time that, you threw it? I mean, what was going through your head?
It was definitely nerve-wracking. I knew what I had to do, and I was able to always do them on pedal bikes and mountain bikes, no problem. And it's been something I want to do for about 6 years now, and I finally had, the right setup, and I just, try to just visualize what I had to do and not think of anything else. Just do it before I overthink it, and sure enough, I committed and went for it. And the first one I nosed in pretty damn hard. It hurt a bit, and then I just had to learn how to pop a little bit better and tuck a little more. And once I figured that out, they started spinning super easy to me. I've probably done maybe 30 in a row, perfect now.
Wow. So, talking about training and things like that. I mean, take us through I guess the evolution of a trick. You come up with something in your head. You spend a ton of time in the foam pit before you take it to dirt. I mean, how is it when you go from the foam to the dirt?
I've actually honestly learned most of all my backflip combos all the dirt, but the ones take the new 360 I just learned now, doing those from foam to dirt. all it is you just do a lot of, just keep repetitive. You just want to build your keep building your confidence in the foam pit with it and learn the rights and wrongs of the tricks. And I always like to tell myself, like, before I go to dirt, I want to be able to know if I'm going too slow, or I can know how to speed it up, and if I'm spinning too fast, I can slow it down. And then once I kind of get that locked in my head and able to get that muscle memory engraved, I just kind of like turn over to the dirt pile and take a deep breath and just visualize it and just go.
Yeah, do you have like a dirt pile that you train on that's, you know, that's super soft dirt, you know what I mean? So when you land and, you know, if you botch it, you're not going to, you know, be hitting basically concrete dirt?
I have one pile kind of that I've set up that I usually, like, it's like I usually foam step 1, my mulch pile step 2, and then my hard dirt step 3. So the mulch, I kind of like always make sure it's all tilled up, and I'll learn everything there till I'm comfortable, and then I'll go to the dirt.
Yeah. Well, you got anything for Kyle, Amy? Because I know you're always full of questions for the guys with 2 wheels.
Well, yeah, I was just kind of, you know, last time we talked with you, you were kind of talking about Worlds, and, you know, you had this kind of ongoing knee injury. So I'm just kind of, where are you sitting right now with that goal that we talked about with you for a little while ago? Is Nitro Games kind of a new direction that you're heading, or are you still kind of going towards this the World Championship? So, you know, what kind of path are you on right now?
Honestly, Nitro Games, I feel to me, is like a step towards the right direction I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
I always like the competitiveness. I'm not really that big of like a demo guy. Shows like doing like halftime shows at places. So Nitro Games is a contest, and it's gonna be like the on the big main scale. So this is I think gonna get my foot in the door for everything else I want to do, and be like a good learning curve for me to like learn a lot more about the competitive competing in the sport.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be invited to Nitro Games, I mean, it's Travis Pastrana's, what did you call it, Jim? His mind baby or something?
His brainchild of Travis Pastrana.
Brainchild, okay, yes. But, you know, it's kind of it's almost like the Olympics. You know, you got X Games, and then you got the Travis World Games, which it's like it's an invitation only of the best, elite of the elite, who Travis, you know, handpicks to be involved in. And I think it's kind of a feat of its own to be invited to go. It definitely is a step in the right direction. And I think, you know, there's some really unreal talent there. And just the fact that, you know, you're invited, and knowing you, I know you're going to place amazing. It's just, it's cool. Like, it's really cool to see you progress and see a Canadian boy as well, you know?
Yeah, thanks, Maria. I'm definitely really excited about it. And when I got the invite, I was like, not turning that down. I don't care how sore I would be. I'm going there. I got to sit there and put myself out there and just learn, just go have fun with it and just learn from the best, be around the best.
Yeah. Well, here's a question for you. I mean, you know, FMX, it seems like, you know, there for a while, I mean, it was definitely at such a high level as far as media recognition, notoriety, you know, and then it kind of felt like it went, you know, kind of went away for a bit, you know, and it kind of went through a valley, but it seems like it's definitely on the climb again. It seems like FMX is back. You know, people are thinking about it. Things like World Games, you know, having it properly back in X Games. Obviously, there's X Fighters going on. It seems like FMX is kind of on an upswing.
Yeah, I was feeling like it's kind of doing the same curve as like BMX did a few years ago. Like BMX went really high, like just skyrocketed so fast, and it died for a bit, and then now it's picking right back up. So I feel like that FMX is kind of following that train, and I think it was just like a rough time with everything, with the economy, and then now that like a lot of the big riders like Travis and Brian Deegan, Nate Adams were not really in the scene. It definitely was hard for it all because they were definitely innovators of the sport and pushed it. So I hope it does, and I think it will. It bounce back like as big as it used to be and have many more competitions and more events around the world for all of us to enjoy.
Yeah, where do you think
the cool thing, I feel like what's evolving is, you know, all these young guns and you know, the younger generation, if you will, or this new generation, like people like yourself and Taka, you know, you guys you're not just crazy out there and can do crazy tricks. You bring this unique style. You each have your own completely different, radical style. And, you know, Levi Sherwoods and, you know, this younger crew, you know, that everybody can do a backflip. A lot of people are doing double flips. You guys are kind of creating this, what else can we bring to the table that's different and unique and will set us apart? And that is what I love right now about freestyle is, you know, you kind of get attached to a rider or an athlete based on their uniqueness and, like, you know, their style on the bike. And I think that's kind of what's been really driving this new generation is how well you can market yourself. You have your brother who does all the filming for you, but I know you talked about, trying to keep your style and keep your cool, you have a very clean, professional edge to you, which I think is very unique and you utilize really well. But, I like that about this generation. Everybody's a little bit different and has a cool style to them. So.
For sure. I can't agree more. I kind of I was saying the last time I was on here, I always try to just think of a snowboarder, and they always have, to me, the most coolest styles, and they're all flowing, everything links together well, so I always just try to copy that.
Yeah. Where do you think from a trick standpoint the sport's headed? I mean, obviously we're going upside down now. I mean, there's guys, spinning. I mean, where do you think, the tricks are going to go? Obviously, you can only, stretch certain things so far. I mean, is it going to be going bigger? I mean, what's, higher, farther? I mean, where do you think the sport's headed?
That's a tough one to say because I don't even really want to know where the sport's headed because it's scary enough as is. But I know, people are working, I'm not going to say who right now, that are working on trying to bring a new standard of freestyle ramps into the sport. So, all the ones that we run right now will be no longer existent. The new ones will be taller and bigger. Essentially, how they explain it, it's going to be safer because you're not going to try to rush so much in a little time. You're going to be able to have just, more time in the air to do what you want to do. But that also means more air, hang time, more everything. So, I will really see. It's gonna be interesting, and then Travis really pushing the front flip ramps now, and Thomas Paget has brought that front flip ramp, the quarter pipe X Fighters for the front flip flare. It's hard to say where it's gonna go. I think those ramps are. I'm not necessarily pumped on it, but I think those ramps are gonna be playing a lot more. You'll see them a lot more in our sport, and you're gonna start seeing. I think everything we do upside down in the back flip now gonna be done in the front flip. So it's just the next step, I guess.
Yeah, you think some of these course layouts and stuff like that are going to end up more with a skate park feel with wall rides and things like that?
I hope they do go kind of towards that feeling. I think we don't need to necessarily have always the biggest jumps and throw the biggest tricks. I think we go towards a skateboard style, or even if you look mountain biking, their slope style courses, just all these unique little features everywhere, and I think that'll bring more a cool variety out rather than everyone just goes out and throws the 10 biggest tricks they got. Just throw a little more technicality into it and variety. I think that'd be the coolest thing to do.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there's a lot of tech stuff that you can do that may not look as big as a huge backflip, but you and I both know it's probably harder to do.
Yeah, exactly. But it's hard though because it's not as visually as appealing sometimes. Someone hanging off the bike upside down, but we gotta. I think it'll eventually go that way, and I know at Nitro World Games they're bringing a whole new scale of judging in. It's not going to be just what the judges feel how to score you. Everything is a ranked score like skateboarding now. So you do a trick, it's set at a certain point. You can't, and then so I think that'll definitely help out. So I think if we keep going in that direction with bring that in X Games, X Fighters, it'll definitely start to change the sport, and we need a good change, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, Kyle. Definitely good luck this weekend, my friend, and hopefully we can have you back next week with a gold medal around your neck.
That'd be a dream, man.
All right. Thanks a lot, Kyle. And we'll be back after this. We'll be back after this commercial break on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it, so when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our RZR vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of RZR vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a RZR 170 like me, take the entire family out in a RZR XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new RZR XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris RZR. Check out the full Polaris RZR lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. MTX Audio is the leader in sound. Whether you're looking for high-quality, all-weather motorsports audio products like soundbars, amplifiers, and speakers that will work on any UTV or motorcycle, need to dial in your car or home with high-performance audio solutions, or are looking for a new portable speaker or set of headphones, MTX Audio has what you need to get your project sounding as good as it looks. MTX Audio is a family-owned American manufacturer who has been in business for over 40 years. Check out the full line of products at mtx.com.
Hey, calling all you river area locals and seniors. Get to Blue Water Resort for fun slot tournaments. Play for a chance to win $500 for first place. Plus, each participant will also receive $10 in free slot play. 55 years or older seniors slot tournaments are Tuesdays from 1 to 4 p.m. And lucky locals, your slot tournaments are every Friday night from 5 to 9 p.m. For more information, visit the club.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
No need to dress up. Wear your tank tops and flip-flops. Just get to Blue Water Resort and Casino every Wednesday from 4 to 8 and again Sundays from 2 to 6 for a chance to win cash prizes. Club members play for a chance to win their share of $1,700 cash giveaway every Wednesday and Sunday. It's tank tops and flip-flops in July. Plus, the new members receive $10 in free slot play. Plus, 2 free spins on the 100 or nothing promotional slot machine and so much more.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde here. Got a couple of quick hit news bites for you. First off, Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame inductees are out, and looks like we've got Don Amador, land use advocate. He's going to be joining the Off-Road Hall of Fame. Bud Feldkamp, off-road racing pioneer, who now is president of Glen Helen Off-Road Park. He is going into the Off-Road Hall of Fame. Jim Ober, legendary off-road photographer. Larry Ragland, 5-time Baja 1000 winner. I honestly thought Larry Ragland was already in the Hall of Fame. He's that legendary. And then we got Tracy Valenta, racing team owner from way back in the 70s. Had a lot of celebrity drivers under his team. I guess, not only did he have guys like Ted Nugent and legends, like Rick and Roger Mears, also had motocross champ Bob Hanna who drove for him. So he's going in the Off-Road Hall of Fame as well. So great class for 2016. That'll happen first day at the SEMA show. And then the Mint 400 date change moving forward a week, March 1st through the 5th. This year, and I don't know, Nick's going to make that pool a little bit colder for you there, Hood.
That makes things a lot more interesting because that's actually my birthday.
Oh, gosh.
So, that's going to be a party.
Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know if the Mint knows what they're getting into here.
But also some cool news is Ryan Dungey is up to be I think he's winning the Athlete of the Year award or something. I can check back with Racer X here, but I scrolled past
Action Sports Athlete of the Year.
Yes.
Yeah, and got to give him a plug. He was ESPN The Body Issue, and I'm a guy who can call a spade, and I got to tell you, Ryan Dungey is ripped. Dude looked rock solid in that photo shoot.
So you guys have to check out Jagger Craig. That's Christian Craig's little baby. He has his own Instagram, probably more followers than both of us combined, Jim. But they did a funny, picture-to-picture with Ryan Dungey naked on his motorcycle and little baby Jagger naked on a motorcycle. And it's so cute, it's adorable, and it's blowing up the internet. But you guys have to check it out on Instagram. It's at Jagger Craig on social media. But it's so cute.
Awesome. All right, we got to take a short commercial break here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Back with the Dirtfish Rally Report after this.
I'm Polaris rider Levi Valley, and I choose Polaris just because they have the best quality, highest performing, most fun machines out there.
Only one company has taken Levi LaValle to 10 X Games medals, snowcross championships, a double backflip, and a world record long jump of 412 feet across the San Diego Harbor on New Year's Eve, and that company is Polaris. Whether it's dominating the X Games, racing a stock Polaris Razor XP1000 in the Terracross Championship, or just hitting the trail on the weekend, for over 20 years, Levi has relied on the same quality Polaris vehicles and products you can purchase at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of action sports legend Levi LaValle and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde here, and we're going to skip to a Dirtfish Rally Report for this week, brought to you by our good friends at Dirtfish Rally School. Find out more information on the web, www.dirtfish.com, and right now they got a 20% off sale going on at Dirtfish. Ends I believe next weekend, this coming weekend. I don't know. Anyways, 20% off at Dirtfish Rally School. Find out more information at www.dirtfish.com. And got to say, biggest news, Subaru, our partners at Subaru, just launched the new season of Subaru Launch Control. And I know if you're a rally fan or a Subaru fan, you guys definitely are locked and loaded into this series. It's got awards for the best online television series, I believe. And I don't know, it's just phenomenal filming. It's YouTube done right. Basically, that's the easiest way to put it. TV production values goes into launch control. But anyways, it follows Subaru around through their global rallycross and their stage rally programs. Follows Pastrana and Higgins and Bucky and Sver and and all the co-drivers and the entire team. And anyways, new episode dropped, and I've done a little bit of voice work in the past for them and make some cameos here and there. But definitely want to check that out. It's on the Subaru YouTube channel, and it seems like, I think from here on out, every Wednesday they're going to be dropping new episodes throughout the rally season. So definitely want to be locked and loaded into that. Also, new Subaru TV spot. I got to tell you that aired during Red Bull GRC, absolutely off the hook. I don't know if you can pack much more excitement into 30 seconds. Some of Travis Pastrana's old crashes and jumps and things like that. Definitely good stuff. New England Forest Rally coming up this weekend, and New England Forest Rally, the entry list, it's I won't say it's 70 entries like it was last year, but the entries that are there are solid. Obviously got David Higgins, big one. Bucky Lasek making his gravel rally debut. We saw his stage rally debut earlier this year in January at the Snowdrift Rally. Did pretty solid there. He ended up crashing out, but he was running up front until then. He's back doing a gravel rally in super production in a factory-back Subaru car. And I got to tell you, anytime you get Bucky Lasek running a rally car, whether it's Red Bull GRC or stage rally, it draws a crowd. One of the greatest skateboarders of all time, and I'm pumped to see him this weekend. So all that and more coming at you this weekend at New England Forest Rally. We've got to take a short commercial break. We come back. Joe Duncan, Terracross on the line with Amy Houde and I here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When R.J. Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning Razor XP1000. R.J. is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris Razors to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris Razors RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder R.J. Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris RZR vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde here, and before we get to my good friend Joe Duncan, who is on the line, I got to say we just had our Dirtfish Rally report, and our good friends over at Dirtfish just shot me a text message. They were tuned in and said, hey, we want everybody to know they're giving away an Xbox One to anyone who purchases a class now until Friday at noon. So if you're interested in going to Dirtfish, you're getting your your classes squared away. You're going to be entered to win a special edition Dirtfish Xbox One. I think they posted up their social media all painted orange with Dirtfish logos. So there you go, Xbox One. So get your class, get dialed in for a class, Hood. You could win an Xbox because we all know you love video games.
I would just register because I want to drive and learn how to drive one of those cars. So, but that's pretty cool that you're doing that.
Yeah. So Joe Duncan, Terracross, on the line here with Jim Beaver, Amy Houde. What's happening, Joe?
How's it going, Amy, Jim?
Hey.
Just another.
Awesome. How are you? Counting down the days.
Oh.
Sent you a text message. Wanting to know the date.
Pretty good. Just down in Arizona, and a little 106-degree heat down here. A little warm for a Minnesota guy.
What? You're in Arizona?
Yeah. We're working on some things for the future there, buddy. You gotta try and stay ahead of the game.
Well, why aren't you sitting in studio with me? Why are you calling in? We should have Joe Duncan across the table from me. You should be co-hosting this deal with me, Joe.
Because I catch a plane here shortly to Salt Lake City for a little thing called Nitro World Games. Jump on a plane here in about an hour and a half. So head up there and get to watch some pretty cool stuff going on in Salt Lake this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I know we just had Laurette Nicoll on, and then Kyle Demelo, who's going to be in the freestyle competition. And I got to tell you, man, this is it's going to be big, Joe. I'm very excited to see this go off this weekend.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty cool. The level they're stepping up to, and the commitment and the athletes. I mean, it's just it's a pretty cool program. Excited to be a part of it and go check it out.
Yeah, I know. Just honestly, I've seen everything, and obviously, I've ridden a BMX bike and a dirt bike, and I used to skate, and and most of the BMX jumps. I mean, I see what they've got there, and I wouldn't trick most of them, but I would jump most of those. But seeing the best trick freestyle motocross ramp, the pictures, and it's the one that Sheeny did the triple on, and I know we talked about it with Laurette, but I wouldn't jump that. I don't know many people. That is just. I mean, it's a ramp.
Insane.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
seeing how tall it is.
Insane.
I know even talking with Jolene, and Jolene will jump just about anything. She won't jump it. She just said, no way. She's like, they asked if I just wanted to hit it, and she goes, no. She goes, I wouldn't even get near it.
Well, we've seen all the stuff on social media and all the posts leading up to it, so this will be a very, very exciting, interesting weekend here.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good one. Not only that, we got the New England Forest Rally happening on the other side of the country. Bucky Lassek's going to be making his gravel rally debut, so that should be interesting. So a lot going on, but we got to talk some Terracross. Joe, what's new with Terracross, buddy?
Well, I think tomorrow will be officially CBS Sports will release the Terracross agreement, and it's big. 24 hours of television on CBS Sports Network, 12 original airs, 12 encore airs, prime time Sunday evenings, all but 2, I think, are Sunday evening. They already had some live sports scheduled, and then the ones that aren't go to Wednesday evening prime time. So 12 hours of prime time CBS Sports Network television, basically 12 weeks in a row, starts the end of September and goes all the way through the second weekend of December. I don't think any of our off-road series or off-road events have ever had anything, continuous like. It's like, Sunday night Terracross. And to be able to hook up with a great partner like CBS Sports and actually have the opportunity in the future to be on CBS, the network, and be able to expose all of our great athletes and our great partners on the network like that is just really cool. So excited for them to release it. As soon as they've released it, we will be sending it out to all of our media and athletes and partners, and that'll be the kickoff to the rest of our Tuesday Terracross on the Down and Dirty radio show with a bunch of great releases from partners to athletes to locations. So pretty excited for that to finally happen. Been working on it for many months, almost 2 months of just trying to get this press release done.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you,
I have to say that's absolutely outstanding. Like what you have done for this series, and just kind of tailwinding what's to come. But really, this year you've gone above and beyond, and it's going to be one of the most covered and coolest and the most interesting athletes kind of involved in this series. And I'm so excited. Like I congratulations. I mean, this is becoming like the Terracross baby, and it's really outstanding what you've been able to put together. I applaud you in your hard work. I mean, dude, you must be one of the hardest working men in the motorsports industry right now.
Well, like I always say, it's not about me or us. It's about everybody involved. It's about what you guys do, about what our great partners do. I mean, couldn't do it without Polaris Razor and Mystic Lubricants and all of our great partners that are involved here, Walker Evans and Fox and Optimus Starters, and just everybody that's involved in the athletes. I mean, look at the great athletes we have, and that's our goal, is to make sure that those athletes can come, race, have fun, fly out, not have to deal with all the normal, BS of racing, not have to deal with all the high costs of racing. And it's paying off, it's showing, it shows in the shows. We have a great production company that really showcases Terracross and our athletes. And again, that's why CBS Sports Network wanted more. They asked for more, and fortunately, we're able to give them more and put on more classes and bigger events. And it's just going to be a pretty cool season. And like I said, we're already working on some pretty big things for 17 and and a little bit on the 18 already as well.
Yeah, well, the whole TV thing boils down to it's the color commentator you had for the last round of the year. I think that's what's really bought CBS, right?
I think that's what sold it, Jim. I think your voice, because obviously we didn't put your face on TV, but your voice really knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, between that and my highlight reel I put on at San Diego, I think that really clinched the deal. So
that locked it up.
Yeah.
And if you can get more racers like that, or keep that guy around, I said, yeah, we'll put him in TV and he'll stay around.
Oh man, those of you that don't know, Joe and I and Amy, I mean, Joe and I are really good friends, so we like to give each other a little bit of a hard time. So if you're tuning in, you got to know Joe and I. If we're not giving each other crap, then it's not a good day.
Just
so
say it right.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, I'm excited, Joe. I mean, I know a lot of what's going on behind the scenes, and I know we keep teasing these announcements that we're going to roll out and this and that, and I know a lot of people are like, man, when are we going to hear him? When are we going to hear him? I just have to say, trust me, big things are coming. I mean, driver lists, the entry lists I've seen for the series, some of the drivers we can't talk about yet, just absolutely tremendous. It's going to be a banner year. I can't wait to kick things off. What is the 50th anniversary of Heydays here in 2 months?
Yeah, the 50th anniversary, record-breaking crowd. We've got a big announcement coming. Actually signed an agreement yesterday, and we got a big announcement coming of a huge stunt coming to Heydays. That'll be part of the television show and part of the series, and pretty excited about that program that's being announced shortly. So, yeah, just some cool stuff.
Yeah, well, and that track last year was just fun. It was in a tight. It was tight, but it still was able to stretch its legs out. Had some big hits, and then had a lot of technical stuff too. So, in the field there with the crowd around there, it's like an arena dropped in, right in the middle of Heydays. It's just a cool vibe.
300 foot by 300 foot squared circle, and it gets a little crazy in there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, Joe, and we'll do it again next week, my friend.
Sounds great. Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks. We got to take a short commercial break here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde. We got a lot of motorsports to talk about here after the break.
I'm Polaris rider Levi LaValle, and I choose Polaris just because they have the best quality, highest performing, most fun machines out there.
Only one company has taken Levi LaValle to 10 X Games medals, snowcross championships, a double backflip, and a world record long jump of 412 feet across the San Diego Harbor on New Year's Eve, and that company is Polaris. Whether it's dominating the X Games, racing a stock Polaris Razor XP1000 in the Terracross Championship, or just hitting the trail on the weekend, for over 20 years, Levi has relied on the same quality Polaris vehicles and products you can purchase at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of action sports legend Levi LaValle and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? Dirtfish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle, Dirtfish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance, rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZs, Dirtfish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, Dirtfish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit Dirtfish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from Dirtfish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dirtfish Rally. MTX Audio is the leader in sound. Whether you're looking for high-quality, all-weather motorsports audio products like soundbars, amplifiers, and speakers that will work on any UTV or motorcycle, need to dial in your car or home with high-performance audio solutions, or are looking for a new portable speaker or set of headphones, MTX Audio has what you need to get your project sounding as good as it looks. MTX Audio is a family-owned American manufacturer who has been in business for over 40 years. Check out the full line of products at mtx.com. Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde here, just getting done with our good friend Joe Duncan with Terracross. And I don't know, it's time to switch gears, talk a little bit of motorsports. We talked a whole lot of everything today. But I don't know, 2016, Houde, so far, kind of wanted to talk about, we got, a solid segment here. We're kind of mid-season on just about everything, kind of what we've learned. I know on the off-road side of things, I mean, it's definitely been a toss-up. I mean, Lucas Short Course, some of the old guards coming in. It seems like the theme for everything, though, is the young guns, man. Some of this talent, doesn't matter what it is, whether it's Formula Drift or Rallycross or off-road or motocross. It seems like the young talent, the young guns are coming in, and, you got veterans with, 15, 20 years of experience, and here's these, young kids that are 18 years old, and, they're doing battle with the veterans and beating them a lot of times. I mean, it's crazy how talented, the young group of racers is. Doesn't matter if it's motocross, four wheels, or what. It just seems like these young kids are developing their talent and their skill set at such a young age now.
Yeah, and, it's interesting because when I look back and I kind of, you asked me the question of what have I learned in motorsports, and I kind of can relate it to this, and Bruce Cook coming up next, and just my own personal journey, and the news that I shared with you yesterday that I can't quite yet release, but and for these young guns coming in, like, to have longevity in this industry, because this is one of the roughest, toughest, most physically, mentally enduring sport and industry that, anybody can ever be involved in. Just, not only physically, we know how gnarly the sport is, but just what it does to you mentally, just with injuries and trying to make it. All I can really say, and what I have learned, is that you have to be able to push your comfort zone. And at the point where you think you have no more and you have gone as far as you could go, you have to keep looking past that, and you have to keep setting new goals and new dreams, and you have to be very flexible and open to trying different avenues and going down different paths to really find where you fit in this industry. There's so many doors open. There's people who started in motocross and, ended with a career in rally or a trophy truck racing or something else. Like, you just have to be, as an athlete, adaptable, and you have to keep pushing the limits and allow yourself to, persevere in this industry. This is a long and grueling sport, and Jim, it just goes to show you've been doing this for so long, and you've tried a little bit of everything, and you've dabbled in everything, and look, you're still here now, and now you do radio, and you still race. Like, people have to be open to everything, and I feel like that's the coolest thing that I've learned about motorsports is you can open any door. You just have to kick it down if it's something that you want.
Yeah, well, and I know I was talking with somebody, and this was, I think, a year ago, and how do I get sponsors? How do I do this? And I said, well, it's different. It used to just be who was good on track, and the guy running around in first place got all the sponsors, right? Well, it's true. It's still true. I mean, you look at a guy like Ryan Dungey, and, he's got a big social media presence because he's a badass. But at the end of the day, it's not like he's got this YouTube reality series following, Ryan Dungey around. He just kills it on the track, and he gets good sponsorship because of that. But there's a lot of other guys that have just as good a sponsorship, and they're not Ryan Dungey, but, I call it, you got to have a hook. You got to have a hook to get the sponsors in, and whether it be Amy with your YouTube channel or doing radio, or me with radio and now some TV work and being the announcer that travels the country as a brand ambassador for all these other brands. And, and I'm constantly, when I'm not at a race or I'm not on air, I mean, I can tell you in the past 2 days I've put in contact, people that are going to Dirtfish, for training, action sports celebrities. And I've connected dots with Terracross and putting drivers in seats at Terracross, and I'm flying this weekend to New England Forest Rally to not only announce and do radio there, but, obviously we'll be representing the Subaru brand. And, you've got to have a hook. So when I'm not in the race car, I'm hustling. When I'm not on air, I'm hustling. I'm out doing something. Stay busy, whether it's just punching up some social media posts or filming a video or making appearances. There's not a day that goes by where my hands are idle. Last week is the exception. I was on family vacation, but even then I was on my phone, making deals happen and things like that, and I think that's the biggest thing. You've got to have a hook, but you got to stay busy. Our industry is weird now that...
Just busy, Jim, when I listen to you talk and know, I know you as a person, you got to stay hungry. Like, you got to want more than what you got to keep dreaming and keep wishing and keep working. You got to stay hungry to be successful in anything, not just motorsports. You have to stay hungry. You have to never settle, have to have this never settle attitude and not quitting or giving in or, throwing the towel in. You just stay hungry, stay after it, keep paper chasing. I guess you can say you want to throw this into a rap song.
Yeah.
But, it's just, I love your hustle, Jim, and I think you kind of paved the way for me and how, I want to develop my work ethic. I really follow yours, and you hustle.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, and I look at kids coming up, and I mean, look at Brian Deegan's kids. Case in point, Haley, who is a badass. Both kids have talent, so don't anybody take this the wrong way. But look at the social media following of Danger Boy, who's doing backflips, and he's putting out film parts. And Haley is just podium after podium, and Lucas in mod carts and things like that. Like, look at his kids. I mean, they're just barely Haley's just barely a teenager, and Danger Boy, he's not even a teenager yet. He's 10, and they have huge social media followings. And by the time they're 20, where are they going to be at? You know what I mean? Both of them, Danger Boy's liable to be racing Supercross, and and I would say his daughter's probably going to be in a Red Bull Global Rallycross seat. It's just they're hustling. And these young guns coming up, man. They have good people around them, and some of them have parents with money, and it's a hustle, man. Oh, looks like we just dropped Amy somehow, but yeah, just going back to that, it's I don't know, what have we learned in motorsport? I think it's this crop of youngsters, the young guns coming up, the young people coming up racing. It's just it's crazy. I mean, the things that kids now know at at 15, 16, I didn't learn until my mid-20s, and I can tell you, I had driven race cars and things like that, when I was a teenager, and I had a Ranger that was a pre-runner, and I was out, in the desert and things like that, but I didn't even start racing until I was 19. Some of these kids now at 13 years old, I mean, I talked about it at Terracross, at the Del Mar one, you got 13-year-old Amanda Sorensen and 16-year-old Sierra Romo, two of the fastest girls I've ever seen race razors, two of the fastest people, not girls, race razors, and, and one of them just barely had their driver's license, the other's 3 years shy of getting her driver's license, and they're already, got talent of a lot of people in their mid-20s and 30s. I mean, it's crazy. Where are these girls going to be? I don't know. It's just everything is fast-forwarded.
That's what I was thinking. People like Danger Boy and these girls, how much are they going to accomplish by the time that they are, adults and parents? It's so cool to see this. It's like a whole new breed, if you will, and it's like Gen Extreme, I'd like to call it. The Gen X, Gen Y, whatever, and now this is like Gen Extreme. The younger the generation is just crazier than the older generation now. It's pretty pretty unreal to see. So I'm going to call this Gen Extreme.
Yeah, it's funny, and it seems like with that Gen, I guess they call them the millennials, whatever you want to call them. There's two types. There's the ones that are out there and they're hungry, and the Gen Extreme types that you're talking about. And then it seems like you've got the other group that won't get off their hands and they're entitled and they just want to sit back and let everything come to them. You know, and it's like they don't want to work for anything.
Downloaded the Pokemon game.
Yeah. You know what I mean, though? It seems like there's two types, but I got to tell you, you know, I'm excited to see what these kids, you know, and some of these talents look like in 10 years. Like you know, hopefully, you know, we're still here doing radio in 10 years, but I can't wait to see what they're doing in their 20s, man, because I think it's, you know, just talking about, you know, like with Kyle, what's FMX going to look like in 5-10 years? It's like, it scares me. You talk to Ronnie Feist. Ronnie Feist is like, I'm glad I've been there, done that when I did, because there's no chance in heck that I'm ever going to be doing the tricks that these guys are throwing down. You know, Ronnie's like, glad I cashed in when I did, because it ain't happening now.
Exactly. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting, you know, next couple of years to really see where the action motorsports grows to and what's to come.
Yeah, well, I think the case in point, Travis Pastrana. He's got, you know, the Nitro World Games going on. He's got, you know, all this FMX stuff and everything else. Travis isn't competing. He's behind the camera. He's you know, he's one of the TV hosts. Like Travis, even him, you know, that says a lot when Travis, you know, and he could have gone to the foam pit and probably created some trick and gone out there and had a shot at best trick, but even then, you know, and he doesn't want to do the triple. He doesn't even want to, you know, he doesn't even like doing doubles anymore. Like, you know, it says a lot for Travis to just, you know, hang up his hat as far as FMX goes. And, you know, he's still very good. I mean, he's a top 5 rider but he's not a number 1 anymore, and he knows that, you know.
He still comes out and does a serious knack at Nitro Circus.
Yeah. But, you know, he's just having fun now, which is cool. It's you know, awesome to be able to see a guy like that, or Renner. I mean, I enjoy watching Renner's video parts that he throws down, you know, as much as anybody. And, you know, he's just out there free riding now. So, you know, it's definitely going to be an interesting 5-10 years in action motorsports. That's for sure, man. This younger group taking no prisoners, that's for sure. But we're going to take a short break. Here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR, got Bruce Cook on the line here about 3 minutes out. Looking forward to having Bruce on. All that and more on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When R.J. Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning RZR XP1000. R.J. is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris RZRs to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris RZRs RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder RJ Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris RZR vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
MTX Audio is the leader in sound. Whether you're looking for high-quality, all-weather motorsports audio products like soundbars, amplifiers, and speakers that will work on any UTV or motorcycle, need to dial in your car or home with high-performance audio solutions, or are looking for a new portable speaker or set of headphones, MTX Audio has what you need to get your project sounding as good as it looks. MTX Audio is a family-owned American manufacturer who has been in business for over 40 years. Check out the full line of products at MTX.com.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. A 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde here. I'd like to welcome my good friend Bruce Cook to the line. How is everything going, Bruce?
Good. How are you?
Doing well, man. Just holding it down. Lot of Nitro Circus Games talk today. Obviously, that's kind of the buzzword around the industry. So I know we had Kyle Demelo on, we had Laurette Nicoll, and man, stoked to have you on. Lots going on in your world lately, buddy.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy, busy few months, that's for sure.
All right, so I got to lighten things up here. We've polled everybody on the show so far, so the poll is coming your way. This stupid new Pokemon Go game. Do you have it on your phone? We got to know.
Oh, absolutely.
I've
been heavily involved.
Oh, my gosh.
No, I had no idea what you're talking about, actually.
All right. Well, if you had no idea what we're talking about, you don't. We're not going to bring you in the loop on it. But yeah, it's taken the world by storm somehow. But glad to know it hasn't taken Bruce Cook by storm. So
no, not yet.
Nice. So let's talk a little bit. We're going to talk some Nitro World Games and a whole lot more. But gotta talk about the Bruce Cook story that just aired on TV. First off, for anybody that missed it, before we get into talking about it, do you know, is there going to be a re-air of this?
I asked the director, and it's still, we're not sure. We're going to run the numbers on it, and basically it's up to NBC if they're going to run it again. So I hope so, but if not, we're actually going to cut a full-length version that's up to documentary standards, which will be like a somewhere between an 80 and 100-minute movie. So it'll add about 20 or 30 minutes probably, and we're hoping to get that out in a couple months, and that's going to be submitted to film festivals, and it'll also go on iTunes, and then eventually we're hoping it'll end up on Netflix. So
awesome.
It'll be a lot easier for everyone to see, and yeah, there's been a ton of questions, people who have either missed it or live in another country that couldn't see it. So that'll be good, and I'm looking forward to that. And there'll actually be some more stuff that we just couldn't fit into the time that'll be in the full-length version. So there's a lot of the stories and kind of the backstories to a lot of the stuff that didn't make it. So I'm excited for that just as much as the NBC special.
Yeah, well, and I'm sure something like this, I mean, and I'm sure you had some involvement on the editing, or at least, some type of a feel for things. But, when something like this, you've always got to be kind of bummed out because you've got to narrow everything down into a certain time slot, and there's stuff you've got to cut, and you don't want to see it cut. But at the end of the day, like, something's got to get cut. So, it's either one thing or another. And at the end of the day, there's something, that's always left out that you really wanted included.
Yeah, exactly. The first time I went down, I think it was about a month ago or just over, and saw the kind of the rough cut. And we have to come in at 67 minutes, and we had it at about 80 minutes. And we watched the whole thing, and with the director and the producers and everything, and we were racking our brains on what we could cut. It all seemed necessary to tell the story. So cutting down 13 minutes, that's a huge percentage. So a lot of the stuff did get cut that I wanted to be in there, and kind of the first stuff to go is the little stories and the funny stories, and just a lot of the kind of epic shots we got. of just the kind of fun day-to-day stuff, like ripping the razor and all that sort of stuff. So it was awesome. I was happy with it. And it did tell the story, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the full version, and that way it'll be on iTunes and eventually on Netflix, like I said. So
that'll be awesome.
Everyone will be able to see it whenever they want, rather than just the one time.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Well, and I got to ask you. I mean, I know I had you on air. I think it was right after you did the first flip at Nitro. Back on tour. And it's been a while since we've had you on. But I got to ask, because I know through this whole process, obviously, the Nitro Circus family is supporting you and been around you 100%. But we got to see glimpses of it in the TV show. But I know your family back at home. I mean, when the injury first happened, I mean they were by your side through thick and thin. How have they been with this TV show? I mean, is there obviously they're proud of you. They're stoked on where you've gone, but this has had to have been something pretty special for them to see things come full circle.
Yeah, it's and they did an amazing job as well. I mean, everyone was commenting on their interviews and everything in the movie, and they did awesome. And their support from day one has been amazing, and I couldn't imagine going through this without them and without my amazing friends and everything. So, they're stoked and proud, and they love the movie as well. And but at the same time, it's dangerous, and I'm still on tour, every weekend at this point, doing flips at least one and up to 3 each weekend. So they're proud and stoked, like you said, but they wouldn't mind if I hung it up at any time. At least the backflip portion. They wouldn't mind if I switched to tennis or something like that. That's for sure. They've been through a lot as well.
We got to switch you to some razor racing. That's what we're working on, right?
That's the plan.
Yeah. So no. That being said, I mean, as far as the Nitro tour goes, I mean, obviously, you're back on tour. Being able to tell your story and backflipping. I mean, that's got to be something pretty special. One, it's just got to be exciting for you to be able to go back on tour, because I'm sure after this first happened, it was something that you probably never thought you'd be able to tour full time with Nitro again.
Yeah, I mean, I never really expected to be touring full-time. I had it in my head that I wanted to come back and do another live show as soon as even being wheeled out of the arena on the stretcher. I just knew I didn't want my last show to be, being wheeled out on 4 wheels rather than 2. So I had it in my head that I wanted to, A, get back on my bike, and B, do a flip, and then C, do a flip back in front of a live audience. So that had always been in my head, but it's definitely gone a lot further than I ever expected. And I think it was just all from that first show back in Toronto. And, that crowd was insane. It was just overwhelming is the best way to describe it. And the feedback I got was unreal. And the first one back was definitely for me, and to kind of, overcome what knocked me down. I wanted to get back up and prove to myself that I could do it. But after that, it's just been so awesome getting the feedback and just the stories of, something as simple to me as going out there and doing what I love, is just helping people and maybe inspiring them or motivating them to do whatever they want to do, or maybe try something that they never have, or, just try a little harder in general and just not take things for granted. So to see that and get that feedback is definitely what's keeping me going and keeping me on tour. And I think I'm on a show, I think between 50 and 60 now that I've done since that first one. So it's going well, and just keeping that ball rolling.
Yeah. I got to ask, because, being an athlete myself, or a driver, whatever you want to call me, but I know the way our minds work, and you've gone, it's all about progression. Now you've gone and you've landed, you've landed the backflip. I know you and I were joking around on Instagram, and I know you're gonna be getting a wakeboard here pretty soon. I know you've been doing the razor thing, but I know how progression works. Is there anything on the bike you've got in the back of your mind, like, all right, I got the flip dialed now, like I can do a combo, I can throw this, or I can throw that? I mean, there's got to be something. I know that I know how Bruce Cook is, and you're just not going to be happy with a backflip.
Yeah, I mean, I've done a few little combos with it. You're kind of limited now, but I want to get a couple of those on film, and then I'm happy with what I've done on the bike, and it's surpassed my expectations. So I'm pretty stoked on that. And like you said, I'm looking to progress into some other stuff as well. I've definitely had a good long career on my bike, and not gonna be getting off it anytime soon. But I'm happy with what I've done, and there's a couple little things I want to do, and get on film. But like you said, get on the wakeboard, try that. I've never tried that yet. And in the winter, get on the sit ski and on some sleds, and definitely got a few things that I'm excited to do on the Razor as well.
Yeah, well, it's got to be pumped for you, that there's these opportunities. I mean, there's hand controls now for Razors, and I had never even seen a wakeboard like the one you had, you had shot me the picture of or tagged me on Instagram of. I mean, it's got to be pretty cool that there's all these opportunities out there. You know what I mean? These products have been developed, so so you can go out there and continue to push your limits.
Yeah, and it's just getting better and better. People are getting injured in their individual sports, and they're just as motivated as me and passionate about their own sports. So all of them figure out a way to adapt whatever it is that they're doing, so that other people in wheelchairs can use those things. So, and yeah, with the internet the way it is now, and being able to share all around the world, then it's just it's a good thing for wheelchair users and people with disabilities in general to get back to sports and even try things they've never done before. There's so many options now. It's not just the wheelchair basketball or whatever. There was only used to be a few that you could do that were still in your wheelchair. So now to see that just expanding and like I said, getting into different sports and even a lot of extreme sports and downhill mountain biking and all that stuff, it's awesome to see, and it's only going to continue growing and getting better.
Yeah, well, we gotta talk a bit. Nitro World Games coming up this weekend, and I know you're not competing, but you're gonna be out there.
You know what? I'm not. I'm taking a weekend at home. I haven't from March till October. I don't have a single weekend off. So
oh wow,
it was a tough decision, but I decided to take this one and spend some time with my family at home. It's been a while since I've seen them, and I'm stoked. I'm definitely going to be tuning in on NBC, and I'm really looking forward to it. All my really good friends from Nitro are going to be there, and I'm just excited to see this first one go off well, and all those guys competing. So I'll be cheering, but it's going to be from home on this one.
Yeah. What do you think we're going to expect on the freestyle motocross side of things? I mean, these guys, obviously, I know Sheeny's talked about they got the ramp built there for the triple. I mean, you think we're going to see a triple? What do you think? What kind of rabbits these guys going to pull out of their hats that we don't know about?
You know what? I don't know. All the guys have been keeping it pretty quiet, actually. In the locker room chat and everything, there hasn't been a whole lot of talk about the tricks that they're doing, but I know a lot of these guys have been busy at home and working on their stuff kind of behind closed doors. So I know there's obviously Sheeny's capable of doing the triple, and there's a few guys now who are capable of doing the double flip combos. So I think we're going to be seeing some new stuff we haven't seen, and definitely some world firsts.
Yeah, it's got to be a little bit weird. These guys, they travel on the road and they're family members, in the Nitro Circus family, and, having fun and putting on shows together. And then they show up to a contest and it's like, we got to flip the switch, now all of a sudden we're competitors, it's got to be a bit of a weird feeling,
Oh, that's just it. I've made that comment a lot of times that half of these guys, if you saw them walking down the street, you'd have no idea what they're capable of on a dirt bike or on a BMX or skateboard or whatever it is. A lot of these guys are just normal, family men, and they've got families and wives and whatnot at home, and sometimes their life at home is just completely different than on the stage, and it's cool to see that switch being turned on and them going from that soft-spoken whatever family man to this gnarly crazy whatever double flipper. So it's cool to see, and I'm stoked to see what they're going to pull out, because I honestly haven't heard. I've heard rumors and whatnot of what guys are going to attempt, but I'm confident there's definitely going to be some world firsts.
Yeah. Well, I got to ask before we let you go, how much fun are you having on the Razor? It seems like every time I see a post on social media, or obviously in the video, I mean, it looks like you're just ear to ear smile shredding razors.
No, I love it. It's something that's it's pretty easy for me now. I've got the hand controls in it, and I can literally just show up by myself and transfer out of my wheelchair into the Razor and strap myself in, and it's something I can do without help. So it's sweet. It's the first thing I go to when I get home, and people always ask what my life is like when I'm not on tour, and there's not a whole lot of life off a tour at this point. We get a few days each week, but as soon as I get home, it's getting right into the Razor, and it just feels like motocross, except it's with my bike. I definitely need help with that and getting it started and everything. But the Razor is something I can just come home and spin some laps by myself. So it's pretty unique, and I love it. I can't get enough of it at this point.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, Bruce, to call in. I know, enjoy your downtime, the little bit of downtime you're going to get, and we'll definitely be tuned into Nitro Circus World Games just like you will.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jim.
All right. Thanks a lot, Bruce. And we're going to take a short commercial break here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. More with Amy Houde and I after the break.
I'm Polaris rider Levi LaValle, and I choose Polaris just because they have the best quality, highest performing, most fun machines out there.
Only one company has taken Levi LaValle to 10 X Games medals, snowcross championships, a double backflip, and a world record long jump of 412 feet across the San Diego Harbor on New Year's Eve, and that company is Polaris. Whether it's dominating the X Games, racing a stock Polaris Razor XP1000 in the Terracross Championship, or just hitting the trail on the weekend, for over 20 years, Levi has relied on the same quality Polaris vehicles and products you can purchase at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of action sports legend Levi LaValle and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
Life is all about sound. The sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde here, and wrapping things up. And man, I got to say, Amy, pretty darn fun show today.
Yeah, well, we got a serious lineup of guests, and it's always awesome. I love talking to every different person that we have every week. It's so cool just hearing their stories and what they have to say, and it's fun. Yeah,
definitely a lot of fun, and. It's funny. I was texting with Laurette Nicoll after she got off air, and I told her, I said, I feel bad every time she gets on air because I swear we could have her on for an hour and just talk.
Oh, I was just going to say that. Definitely.
Just talk all kinds of motorsports, you know?
Yeah, and she knows a little bit about everything, which is super cool. She's very knowledgeable. And she's just a great time. I love talking to her.
Yeah, for sure. So we got some more pro motocross coming up. We got Stadium Super Trucks on tap this weekend. Rally America, New England Forest Rally. I'll be out there. Definitely tune in to rallyamericaradio.com. Nitro Circus World Games coming at you from Salt Lake City. You don't want to miss that. Got to give a big shout out to Polaris RZR, General Tire, Subaru, KC Highlights, Gibson Exhaust, Dirtfish Rally School, MTX, Impact, Terracross, Blue Water Resort and Casino. It's at Jim Beaver 15 on Instagram and Twitter, at Amy Hood 71 on Instagram and Twitter, and give us a follow on Facebook as well. All those back episodes available at downanddirtyshow.com. Download our app, and all of you that have subscribed to iTunes and been downloading those podcasts, I kind of forgot about it. You know, they just automatically upload there, but I guess we're absolutely killing the game on iTunes. So thank you for subscribing and tuning in on iTunes. Anywhere you listen, we all appreciate it. Those of you tuning in on Sports Byline USA and National Syndication, we appreciate it, man. Just blessed to be here and able to do radio each and every week. So, I don't know. You there, Hood?
Yep, I'm here.
I don't know. You got anything before we leave?
No, I'm just excited to, stay tuned, and I'm definitely going to be following Nitro Games, every social media outlet. I want to see it all. I wish I could fly there this weekend and check it out. I just think it's going to be bigger and better than anything we've ever seen before, and knowing Travis Pastrana is going to be crazy. So Stay tuned. I can't wait to recap next week.
Yeah, and definitely make sure and follow Laurette Nicoll on Facebook. She's going to be doing some live stream there as well. I'll get that link up on social media. Thanks to all you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. As always, game on.